So right now we're fitting our foam board and plywood for the subfloor. We're not adhesiving anything down yet or screwing anything down yet. We're just getting the right cuts, and then we will be sticking it on the floor. So while Hunter's working on the subfloor, I'm going to be working on scraping all the goop off our windows. We've got all 10 of them right here. We did this in our first big bust, so it feels nice to have 10 windows instead of 24. I got them all out yesterday. So now all I have to do is scrape everything around here because there's goop on all of it, sticky stuff and caulk, and then also on the windows. And they'll be ready to reseal and put in with new sealant.
We're putting down the subfloor. We're caulking down the foam board insulation, and then the plywood, and then we're going to screw it all down together to the existing metal floor.
Just finished our subfloor. We're hydrating. We're gonna put a passenger seat right there. That's what we're gonna do next. And then I have finished scraping all of the windows and what would you call that? The windows and the window frames.
Yeah.
And so they're ready to be resealed in. So I'm almost done scraping this side, and as you can see, I uncovered a lot of rust. I don't think the other side's as bad, so let's hope that it's not. If you're wondering how I know where to take this and just lay into it, it's where it's bubbly. All the bubbly parts have rust under them. And look how nice Hunter is. Brought me a fan and put it right in front of me. So here's the first side. Lots and lots of rust. There were lots and lots of bubbly areas under the paint where I knew to knock off the rust. And let's go look at the other side. It's not nearly as bad, thankfully. So we'll see if there's any bubbly spots. Not really. Not really. That is a blessing. So I just did the one side This side doesn't have any, and the rest of it is this whole back door, which we're gonna end up replacing because you can see right through it. So we're gonna end up replacing that. Not gonna worry about that right now. So really it's just this side of the bus and that above the door. Now it is time to sand it. Make it nice and smooth for paint. On further investigation, I came up on my step stool, I found some. But it's only on the lip. It's really not bad compared to the other one. The other one, it's this whole thing. So it's just some of this that needs to come out.
Shake that can of rust primer.
Now get with it.
Gonna spray rust paint, rust conversion paint on all the different rust spots up here on the roof where it goes to the gutter. And then we're gonna paint all of the divider ribs in between the windows black before we re-caulk in the windows.
So if you guys have been following this short bus build, you will know that we have been dealing with a lot of rust. And that just proves the point of it's really important to take the floor out because there could be rust hiding underneath. For us, there was. It's important to take these side panels out because there could be rust hiding underneath. And it's really important to take all the windows out and reseal them to make sure you're preventing future leaks. So whether you are building a bus yourself or you are looking to buy a bus that someone has already converted, those are really important things. A lot of people just leave the floor, leave the side panels, leave the ceiling, and build over top of it. But you're a lot better off if all those things have been taken out and started from scratch to make sure that you are avoiding future problems. It is all very time consuming, but it is worth it to know what's going on underneath.
Once you build it out, wow, that's a close-up. Once you build it out, you can't look underneath it ever again, so now's the time.
Now's the time. That's right. Covering up all that rust. Once again, representing Brian. Was it Bus Conversions? Now we've got our regular spray paint, not the rust paint anymore, spraying the ribs or the window frames, whatever you want to call them. We're gonna have those black and they'll go along with our black tint. So it'll look like just a strip of black, it'll look more sleek, and then we'll just paint around it. Similar to what we did on our bus, which is right here. We're gonna do the windows the same way. So we painted all the ribs black so it all blended in. We've got all the windows painted. Window frames, whatever you want to call it, painted. So now we're gonna let it dry and then we're gonna put the windows in and seal them way better than they were sealed.
And a bottle of wine.
Look at that nice spray paint work. I can see my own reflection.
Don't touch it.
the windows resealed. That feels good. And I just realized we never updated you guys on the barn cat situation. So in a previous video, we took a bunch of kittens, 2 different groups of kittens, to the animal shelter. They all have been adopted, and up to today we had a total of 15 or 16 kittens that we dropped off, and they all got adopted. Obviously the reason that all these litters of kittens were happening is because there's a lot of barn cats here. So we talked to the animal shelter and we figured out, they call it TNR, Trap, Neuter, Release program. So while we've been doing this bus build, we have been trapping cats every night. And at 3 at a time, because we have 3 traps, we drop them off to the animal shelter, and then we pick them up once they've been vaccinated and fixed, and then we drop them back off here so they can live here. They just won't reproduce anymore. And we are up to 22 cats today, adult cats, that we've done that for, and we're actually going to be picking up either 2 or 4 that are ready today. So I'll show us releasing them in this video, because I haven't shown any of that. That's what's been going on in the background. Shelter to pick up 4 cats that are ready, which will make 22 adults that we have trapped, fixed, and released. So I'll take you guys along with me as I do that. Picked up the kitty cats at the animal shelter, and they are back at the farm with me now. I'm about to let them go. You can see them in the back. Got 4 of them. I'm sure they're going to be happy to be back home. Back into the barn, the only home they've ever known. And even though it's been a lot of work and we still have a lot of cats to go, it makes you feel good because it's better for them and they can continue to live here, but they won't continue to produce way too many kittens.